Burning and Speak Sports Auburn breaking SEC news. All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart. We're talking a little SEC football as we start to approach this particular season, September the 26th, opening day for the SEC. Now, we're going to talk real briefly about the Alabama Crimson Tide today. Of course, you know those guys are going to come into the season ranked number one in the SEC West, and for good reason. They recruit very well. They have a very good system, a very good culture of football over there at the University of Alabama. And for all intents and purposes, they're just hard to beat. When you talk about a team that's too deep with five-star talent, high-end four-star talent, can get pretty much whomever they want for various reasons. One, they have the Nike brand. Number two, they have the brand of being Alabama and just the tradition of winning. And Nick Saban, I think, this is one of my hypotheses about his success. Sometimes when you fail, you actually learn a little something along the way. Now, Nick Saban had some stints in the NFL that I think really taught him, educated him on the process, the transition from college football to the NFL. He saw it. He was a head coach, and he was also an assistant coach in the NFL. So during this time, you start to see some of the general characteristics that it takes for a player to develop in college and get ready for the NFL. So much so, I mean, we could probably find some numbers that says Alabama arguably has at least the top three as far as players in the NFL currently. So Alabama constantly within the top 10. I don't think Alabama has fallen below out of the top 10 in any season, in too many seasons under Nick Saban. As a matter of fact, when you do beat Alabama, it seems like you either have to play the best game of your life or get lucky. So these guys are actually pretty good. So my main question, though, is a bulk of their success has come with really stellar quarterback play. And I think you look at the past, few years with Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Hurts, you have a high level of quarterback play, excellent play in the running game, and these guys are just dominant on the offensive line. And my question is now, I don't think Alabama will have any drop-off as it relates to offensive linemen, skilled positions for the most part. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to replace a Jalen Ruggs, guys like those. But at the same time, they still have these guys coming in. But my main concern is the changes at quarterback. Where does Alabama go from having the dynamic athleticism of Jalen Hurts and the pinpoint accuracy and athleticism from Tua Tagovailoa? They were on the slide a really nice 1-2 punch for Alabama. Because let's look at this. Let's try this on for your mental size. You go to the SEC championship in not the SEC championship, but the national championship of the 2017 season. Alabama struggling a little bit in the first half with Jalen Hurts. Nick Saban makes the decision to put Tua Tagovailoa in. Maybe we can get a different look. Maybe we can get the players to respond a little different. Jalen Hurts seems to be off his game. As a matter of fact, he had been off his game since the Auburn game. Made a lot of crucial mistakes in that particular game. And I think Nick Saban started to see glimpses of how that Auburn game turned out, and he probably felt like, damn, I probably should have took him out then. But either way, put Tua Tagovailoa in. Tua Tagovailoa, yeah, he did make some freshman mistakes, but he also made some good plays, and he also gave Alabama the best opportunity to be successful in the second half of that game, catching Devontae Smith in overtime on that out route, 40, I think it was like 40-plus yards, touchdown Alabama. Alabama wins yet another national championship. The year after that, Alabama plays Georgia in the SEC championship. The game is kind of going in similar fashion as the SEC championship from the year prior. The national championship from the year prior. Georgia's pretty much playing, an epic level of football. Tua Tagovailoa struggled a little bit, even threw a pick in the first half. Then you put Jalen Hurts in, equally opposite performance from the national championship year before. So you talk about two starting potential quarterbacks in the Power 5. You see what Jalen Hurts did once he went over to Oklahoma. Two of these guys on the same team. Now you don't have either one. Presumably you have Mac Jones. Where does Alabama go from here? I think Alabama will still be pretty decent, pretty good. I think they will win the majority of their games. But I do think this is going to be a year, just like I projected last year, that they could possibly lose 2 games. Now, we'll see how this plays out. But Alabama, all eyes are on the quarterback position. I think they're excellent at running back. Najee Harris can state the argument that he will be one of the best running backs in the nation this year. Definitely gave Auburn some fits in that particular football game. Very hard guy to tackle, very athletic. He'll jump over you. He'll run over you. He has great juke moves. So he has the potential to be one of the best running backs in the country coming into this season. But I just am going to, all eyes are on the quarterback position as we preview the Alabama Crimson Tide coming into this particular football season. And, now that I think of it, it's been a while, though, since Alabama has won a national championship. Because, for a while, we were just kind of accustomed to seeing that happen. But, Alabama has not won a national championship, even though this is crazy because there are other schools that haven't won national. Well, we talk about Georgia, hadn't won a national championship since 1980. But you have Alabama, who has not won a national championship since the 2017 season, I think. And the bad part about it, that time is not too far removed from now. But we're thinking like, damn, we're so used to Alabama winning national championships that we didn't realize that it's only been 3 years since they won one. So. But either way, go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. We're talking a little SEC football, previewing briefly the Alabama Crimson Tide. We want to see what this quarterback situation is going to be talking about, and can they continue to move in an epically dynasty-ish fashion. These guys are really good up there. And as always, on my end, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. War Eagle.